The Washington Wizards just got more for Chris Paul than they did for Kristaps and Bradley Beal combined. The Warriors are sending Jordan Poole, a protected first-round pick in 2030, a second-round pick in 2027 for Chris Paul. Draymond Green really just punched this guy off the team. So this, I assume, means that Draymond will be returning as a Warrior next year because he opted out of his player option earlier in the week, like maybe a week ago. But now that Jordan Poole is gone, apparently his arch nemesis he couldn't get along with, there's no reason for him not to sign with the Warriors again for a longer contract, which is really what all this is about. It's about Draymond getting more money and having a longer contract. I personally was stupid and thought that Draymond was going to opt into his player option because I thought he wasn't going to get a bigger contract on the market, but obviously it seems that plenty of teams are willing to throw him money, such as the Mavericks, or actually any team that needs a defensive centerpiece. But I guess this means that Chris Paul is coming off the bench next year, because how are you going to make that work? I guess you could have Steph Curry play more as like a combo 2 guard, which he pretty much does anyway now. Draymond is like the de facto point guard anyway. But if Draymond's the de facto point guard, why do you need Chris Paul? This is obviously just a quote-unquote salary dump because Jordan Poole had played so terrible in the playoffs and had shot pretty low percentages as compared to his year previous when he got that max deal. What a crazy trade. What a random thing to happen in the middle of the day before the NBA draft. Like, this doesn't even involve anything that's going on later today. I guess the Warriors really wanted Chris Paul, but there's that video of Chris Paul laughing and then straight facing Steve Curry. Y'all remember that? Obviously that means nothing. I don't know how Chris Paul fits here. They have all the guard play they needed. I guess Jordan Poole was just the odd man out in this situation, and also him and Draymond don't get along because Draymond punched him in the face. So they would rather keep Draymond than Jordan Poole. That's obvious now. So they traded Jordan Poole away for Chris Paul. It makes me wonder how much this is really about Chris Paul and more about how much it is of getting Jordan Poole off of the Warriors, because getting Jordan Poole off of the Warriors would have been pretty difficult after the season he just had. But as for the Wizards, this is pretty much all you can ask for when flipping Chris Paul. You just got a young shooter, a 2 guard that can play significant minutes for you and fits the timeline because you're rebuilding. Jordan Poole is about to put up LaMelo Ball type numbers of just shooting the ball every possession next year. So now the Wizards have a backcourt of Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole, which are both 2 young players that have a lot of potential. I mean, that looks pretty good. I get they had to trade their 2 best players, their 2 borderline or former all-stars for this backcourt. Like, obviously that they didn't do a whole lot, but you did get younger. You definitely didn't get better, but you did get younger. They fit the timeline. You're going to be terrible next year. That's fine. Also, at the beginning of this video, I said that they pretty much got Chris Paul for more than they did for Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis combined, but that is obviously not true because Woj just announced all of the picks that are going to be the Wizards from the Suns. So I'm just going to list them out here, and you can make a judgment for yourself. So the Wizards are getting 6 second-round picks. These are in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2030, and 4 first-round pick swaps, which are in 2024, 2026, 2028, and 2030. I get these aren't actual first-round picks, but what's crazy about it is the fact that they got 4 of them. So they get the best pick between the Suns and the Wizards for 2024, 2026, 2028, and 2030. So every other year for the next 6 years, they're going to be getting the best pick out of the Suns or the Wizards, which, who knows, could come into play at some point down the line when the Suns have to blow it up because all of their players will be 37, 38 years old. They should have done this 2 years ago, 4 years ago, I'd argue, but whatever. The Wizards are doing it now. They're tanking. And yeah, I mean, having a backcourt of Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole for a team that isn't looking to win is great because you're going to give them plenty of experience. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess the Warriors were just sick of Jordan Poole. I feel like this day is just getting started, but this is crazy. Actually crazy. I can't believe Jordan Poole is actually on the move. I mean, I figured since Draymond opted out of his player option, it was possible that he was just going to go to another team and the Warriors are just going to let it happen. Obviously not just let it happen, but they don't have the cap space to sign Draymond to that extension. Well, now they do. They have plenty of space to sign Draymond to a larger contract. I guess plenty of space is relative. I think they're still in the luxury tax, which is actually ridiculous because the Warriors were so deep in the luxury tax like the last 5 years. And now the Warriors are going all in on winning now because you don't trade for Chris Paul, 38-year-old Chris Paul, if you're trying to win in 5 years. This is all about Steph Curry's window of being great. And he's probably got, I mean, he's got plenty of years left in this league, but he's probably got about 2 or 3 more of playing like that possible MVP candidate. So yeah, we'll see how Chris Paul fits with the Warriors. I don't think it's a great fit, but he's a veteran point guard. He'll make it happen. He'll figure it out. And now that he's not relied on so much, hopefully he can avoid those injury woes that have plagued him every single playoff experience he's had. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'll be back later. Have a good one.
Curry inline shakes Paul out of his boots and hits a fall-away jump shot.